there were parts of me that really wanted, like, the best for the country, for America, for democracy. And one thing is I have always hated big tech.
Unhinged. I don't even know what to say. They have dropped another video that kind of, if I'm being honest, feels like a laced threat.
Elon Musk's baby mama, Ashley St. Clair, just dropped a claim that has the internet in complete meltdown mode. People are now wondering if Candace Owens may have been onto something the entire time. According to St. Clair, there were allegedly private Signal group chats where administration figures, influencers, MAGA personalities, and people connected to the president were supposedly coordinating behind the scenes.
I should also say that I have all of this backed up with many people with explicit instructions should anything happen to me, okay?
The claim suggests that participants discussed which narratives to amplify online and how certain topics should be presented to the public. And somehow, Erika Kirk's name ended up right in the middle of the conversation, sparking even more speculation. If you've been following the ongoing Candace Owens and TPUSA drama, you already know Candace has been outspoken for months. She repeatedly argued that the criticism aimed at her never seemed completely organic.
Elon has never explicitly said or even really implied that this needs to be a secret, but I just am because I don't want to deal with it. That's a lot.
She claimed there could be some kind of organized effort happening behind the scenes whenever she questioned Erika Kirk, discussed the circumstances surrounding Charlie Kirk's passing, or raised concerns about what was happening inside TPUSA.
In the images that I saw, not only of myself, but of I don't even know whose children who were undressed and covered in various fluids, the abuse was so widespread and so horrific, and it's still allowed to happen. They just released restrictions that are based on where it's illegal.
For a long time, a lot of people dismissed Candace's complaints and chalked them up to her being dramatic. But now, Ashley St. Clair has stepped forward with claims that have people paying much closer attention. According to Ashley, the White House allegedly operated multiple private Signal group chats that included approved MAGA influencers, large conservative accounts, cable news personalities, and administration-connected figures, all supposedly coordinating messaging in real time. And according to her account, this went far beyond people casually sharing opinions. Ashley claims participants were allegedly given specific talking points, told which stories to promote, which topics to avoid, and in some cases were allegedly involved in organized campaigns designed to push certain narratives across social media. One of the figures she says became a major focus of criticism was Candace Owens. Ashley argues that the intense backlash Candace received during the Erika Kirk controversy was not simply the result of conservatives independently disagreeing online. Instead, she claims there was a coordinated effort aimed at shutting down questions about Erika TPUSA and related controversies. Once those allegations surfaced, social media exploded with reactions. Many users began revisiting old posts and videos, pointing out how numerous conservative influencers appeared to publish strikingly similar arguments at nearly the same time. One comment read, "Candace broke this story, but glad to see Mady and Ashley amplifying it. It needs to be known to the general public that everything we see is scripted." A growing number of people online are saying they've been noticing what they believe are coordinated narrative shifts for quite some time now. Every time a major political controversy breaks out, some users claim the same talking points seem to appear across multiple accounts almost simultaneously, raising even more questions. One comment summed up that frustration by saying, "Of course, the powers that be are manipulating the heck out of us. Always have, always will. You can pick up on some of the coordinating. It is pretty obvious. Governments hate free speech and criticism." That sentiment has resonated with many people because if influential commentators are allegedly receiving guidance from powerful figures behind closed doors, it could challenge the image of independent voices speaking entirely on their own terms. One name that keeps surfacing in these discussions is Ian Miles Cheong. Earlier in the controversy, Ian appeared to publicly support some of Candace Owens' concerns regarding Erika Kirk and TPUSA. However, according to critics online, his position later seemed to shift dramatically, and many observers were quick to notice the change. A popular theory now circulating is that some influencers may have adjusted their public messaging after alleged behind-the-scenes coordination efforts began, although no evidence has publicly confirmed that claim. None of these allegations have been officially verified, but after Ashley St. Clair spoke out, many people who previously dismissed Candace's concerns started paying closer attention. And Ashley is no stranger to high-profile controversies herself. Her public disputes involving Elon Musk have already become a major internet story, which is one reason some people are taking her latest claims seriously. She has previously made significant allegations that generated widespread discussion, and by February 2025, that ongoing saga had become impossible for social media to ignore. According to Ashley St. Clair, her story with Elon Musk took an even more surprising turn when she publicly revealed that she had welcomed a child she claimed was fathered by Musk. Reports at the time identified the child as a son named Romulus. Ashley alleged that the pregnancy was planned during a trip to St. Bart's, where she says Elon frequently discussed his pro-natalist views and encouraged the idea of having children. But the controversy did not stop there. Ashley later claimed she was allegedly offered a financial arrangement that included a large upfront payment and ongoing monthly support in exchange for keeping Musk's name off the birth certificate and remaining private about the situation. She says she declined, arguing that the story was likely to become public anyway after reported media interest. Whether people believed Ashley's claims or not, the allegations sparked massive debate online. Elon later posted, "I don't know if the child is mine or not, but I'm not against finding out. No court order is needed. Despite not knowing for sure, I have given Ashley $2.5 million and am sending her $500,000 per year." That statement immediately sent social media into a frenzy. Many people focused on one question above all else. If you supposedly don't even know whether the child is yours, then why are you already sending that kind of money? That question quickly spread across the internet, with users speculating that there might be far more happening behind the scenes than the public was aware of. But Ashley St. Clair continued speaking about her experience. In a video, she claimed Elon Musk's behavior changed significantly after she became pregnant. According to Ashley, he initially came across as funny, charismatic, and easy to be around. However, she alleged that things became much different afterward, describing him as increasingly distant and unpredictable. Those claims fueled even more online discussion, with many people debating what may have happened behind closed doors and what the full story could be. The controversy took another unexpected turn when Ashley publicly apologized to members of the transgender community and began distancing herself from MAGA politics altogether. That move caught many observers off guard because she had spent years building a public identity closely associated with conservative commentary and political content. The sudden shift sparked another wave of reactions, with supporters and critics alike trying to understand what had prompted such a dramatic change. For years, Ashley St. Clair was closely associated with conservative media circles. She authored children's books that critics said mocked transgender people, regularly appeared in right-wing spaces, and was widely viewed as part of that political ecosystem. But after her highly publicized fallout involving Elon Musk, she didn't simply fade from the spotlight. Instead, she began openly criticizing many of the same communities and influencers she had once aligned with. According to Ashley, a number of MAGA influencers are not acting as independently as they appear. She has claimed that some online personalities allegedly follow coordinated instructions, receive compensation for certain campaigns, and amplify specific messages when called upon. Supporters of her theory argue that these allegations closely resemble the claims she later made about private signal chats and behind-the-scenes political coordination. For many observers, those two controversies seem to suddenly connect into a much larger narrative. And then the situation became even more intense. Following Ashley's very public political shift, reports surfaced that Elon Musk sought full custody of their son. Critics online quickly pointed to the timing, arguing that the legal dispute appeared shortly after Ashley began publicly breaking with political circles and speaking out about her experiences, adding another layer of controversy to an already explosive story. According to Ashley St. Clair, the controversy extended far beyond public disagreements and legal disputes. She has claimed that Elon Musk allegedly allowed powerful online networks to turn their attention toward her after their fallout became public. One of her most serious allegations was that users connected to online communities on X, along with AI-related tools and discussions, helped spread fabricated explicit images that she says were designed to damage her reputation in a deeply personal and invasive way. That accusation immediately grabbed attention because it pushed the story far beyond the boundaries of a typical celebrity or relationship dispute. Ashley's claims raised broader questions about the influence of major technology platforms, online communities, and the ways public figures can become targets of large-scale online campaigns. Supporters of Ashley argued that if someone with a significant public platform could face that level of scrutiny and harassment, it raises concerns about what ordinary people might experience in similar situations. When people look at the full list of allegations Ashley has made, including the reported financial offer, the custody dispute, the claims of online targeting, and the alleged signal chat coordination, they see someone who no longer appears interested in protecting influential figures or staying silent. Whether her claims are ultimately proven or not, many observers believe she has chosen to speak openly and aggressively about issues she says have been hidden from public view. And she seems determined to keep pushing forward despite the backlash. That's one reason Ashley St. Clair's latest allegations about coordinated political messaging are getting so much attention. Supporters of her claims argue that she is not speaking as a complete outsider looking in. Instead, they believe she had connections to influential political and media circles and may have witnessed how certain networks operated behind the scenes. Because of that, some people view her accusations differently than they would if they came from an unknown source. According to Ashley, these alleged operations involved private signal chats, approved influencer networks, coordinated talking points, and organized efforts to amplify specific narratives across social media. She has claimed that the participants were not limited to online personalities seeking attention, but allegedly included administration-connected figures and individuals with direct ties to political power. Those allegations have fueled intense debate online and sparked fresh scrutiny of how political messaging spreads in the digital age. Critics of modern media ecosystems argue that if even part of Ashley's account proves accurate, it could challenge the perception that every major online political debate develops naturally and independently. Instead, they suggest some conversations may be influenced by organized communication efforts working behind the scenes. That possibility is what many people find most unsettling. Across the political spectrum, observers are increasingly asking difficult questions about authenticity, influence, and whether some highly visible online narratives are truly grassroots movements or the result of coordinated messaging strategies designed to shape public opinion. To be fair, the backlash against Ashley St. Clair's allegations has been just as intense as the support. Many people are rejecting her claims outright and arguing that her ongoing disputes involving Elon Musk make her an unreliable source on these topics. The central argument from critics is straightforward. They believe Ashley was deeply affected by her experiences, feels betrayed by powerful figures connected to that world, and is now viewing many events through that lens. From their perspective, her recent accusations should be evaluated with that context in mind. Supporters of this view argue that personal conflict can sometimes influence how people interpret larger political and media dynamics. Others have focused their criticism on Candace Owens. They argue that Candace has spent months making claims that critics view as speculative or unsupported, and they believe Ashley may either be adopting a similar framework or aligning herself with those narratives because they generate attention and public interest. That criticism has become a major part of the debate surrounding both women. There is also a middle ground position that has gained traction online. Some observers believe Ashley and Candace may have legitimate concerns or experiences worth discussing, but they argue that certain conclusions being drawn go beyond the publicly available evidence. Even so, an interesting pattern has emerged in the conversation. Some people who have been openly critical of Candace Owens for years have acknowledged that certain online pile-ons appeared unusually synchronized, particularly during periods when Erika Kirk became a major topic of discussion. While that observation does not prove coordination, it has led many observers to keep asking questions and examining how these controversies unfolded in real time. One of the biggest points being debated online is a pattern that many people say they keep seeing over and over again. Critics point to moments when large accounts with sizable followings appear to adopt the same position almost simultaneously, often using remarkably similar language within a very short period of time. That observation has fueled endless arguments across social media. What remains unclear is why those patterns appear. Some believe it could be evidence of organized coordination, while others argue it may simply reflect groupthink within closely connected political communities. Another explanation is that social media algorithms naturally amplify certain viewpoints, making them seem more widespread and synchronized than they actually are. Whatever the cause, people continue to disagree sharply on what they are seeing. What makes this story especially complicated is how many major controversies overlap at the same time. You have growing distrust of both mainstream and alternative media outlets. You have increasing public concerns about the influence of billionaires over technology platforms and information networks. You also have the lingering TPUSA drama and continuing questions surrounding Erika Kirk that refuse to fade from public discussion. On top of all that, Elon Musk's public image remains the subject of intense debate, with multiple controversies unfolding simultaneously and keeping attention locked on the story. And now the debate has taken another turn because someone who was allegedly connected to many of these circles is publicly sharing a detailed account of what she claims was happening behind the scenes. Ashley St. Clair is far from a neutral figure. She has a controversial public history, a highly publicized personal dispute, and clear reasons why some people believe she may be motivated to speak out. Those factors are important and should absolutely be considered when evaluating her allegations. At the same time, supporters argue that a person's motivations alone do not automatically determine whether their claims are true or false. What has captured so much attention is the level of detail Ashley has provided. She has referenced specific platforms, described alleged coordination methods, pointed to particular individuals, and raised concerns about patterns that others say they noticed independently. Because of that, many observers believe the allegations deserve scrutiny rather than immediate dismissal. The larger question extends well beyond any single personality or controversy. If organized narrative coordination on the scale Ashley describes were ever proven to exist, it could have significant implications for how people understand political messaging online. Claims involving influencer networks, private communication channels, coordinated talking points, and organized social media campaigns would raise broader concerns about transparency, public trust, and the way information reaches millions of people every day. At its core, this controversy touches something much bigger than any one public figure or political movement. It raises questions about the integrity of political discourse itself. It forces people to think about the difference between genuine public opinion and the possibility of coordinated messaging, while also asking who influences the information that reaches millions of people every day. Those are major questions, and they help explain why this story has spread so quickly across the internet. Part of what makes the debate so intense is the timing. Ashley St. Clair is making these allegations while already sitting at the center of several high-profile controversies. Because she claims to have had proximity to influential political and media circles, some people view her accusations as potentially significant, while others remain highly skeptical of her motives and conclusions. That divide has only made the conversation louder. The discussion has also reignited debate around Candace Owens. Supporters argue that recent allegations have led more people to revisit concerns she raised months ago. Critics, however, maintain that many of her claims still require stronger evidence before they should be accepted as fact. Stepping away from the personalities involved, the bigger issue remains the same. When you watch political influencers online, do their reactions seem completely independent? Or does it sometimes feel like certain narratives emerge all at once from multiple directions? That question is now sitting at the center of a growing debate, and people across the political spectrum are weighing in with very different answers. Have you noticed some of the same patterns that people across social media keep pointing out? Or do you think there are completely different explanations for what's happening? That's one reason this story has sparked such a massive debate online. The conversation unfolding in comment sections and across different platforms has become a major part of the story itself. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Whether you believe Ashley St. Clair's allegations, remain skeptical, or fall somewhere in the middle, your perspective is part of the larger discussion. As this situation continues to develop, new claims, reactions, and responses are likely to keep emerging. If you found this breakdown interesting, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss future updates on stories like this. And share this video with someone who has been following the controversy. Then let me know in the comments. Do you think these allegations point to something bigger, or is there another explanation entirely?